Hey guys, Dr. Eric here at Family Chiropractic. I just want to walk you through your first day. Make sure you have your equipment. Really all we need for this fix is going to be our mobility ball. You can take out your pack, you just need that, and a mat if you want to be comfortable. So what we're going to do is we're going to demonstrate through what's required of the exercises. So before I go to this one, the first exercise that we're going to work towards is getting rid of that tightness that you felt in that hip when the docs were working on you. So this little ball here, it's polyfoam ball. It's going to go right inside. So if you put your hand on your hip, about one finger's within, you're just going to place it right down. What I have you do is lay down on it. You can hold it while you're there. And then nice and easy, push it into the ground. Now, you should feel that it's pushing into the soft tissue, not onto the bone itself, so you can move it around a little bit. There we go. When you hit that right spot, it's going to give you a little bit of a zing, a little bit of awareness that it's there. What you can do is just lay into it, roll it around a little bit, and then with the timer, or not even timer, just watching the clock, you can go up and through, and then down. Nice and easy, just squeezing up, bring it back down. Try to keep your pelvis down on the ground so you're not lifting up, turning. If you have a hard time doing that, just keep it down and squeeze up through the glute. And again, we're gonna give it about a 90-second ride here. One of the sayings we like to use is done is better than perfect. So as long as you're feeling it, now you might not have 90 seconds and that's okay too. I can definitely feel that hip working. I can definitely feel my glute, my butt muscle on that right side starting to talk to me a little bit. So I know I'm doing something back there. And just squeezing up through. As far as that foot goes, you can keep it pointed if you like. That will activate that glute and that posterior chain a little bit. If you want to flex it for a little different feel, you can try that too. Just mess around a little bit. And right about there is what I get to. I usually go about 22 reps is my number I get to when it comes to my 90-second counter. The next one is, again, is just a stretch. We're now going to step back to that same side involved. Angle that toe a tiny bit if you can. You can play with this as a little freestyle, but you want to keep your hips nice and squared. So if you're looking at the end of the mat, it's nice and squared. You're just going to lean into it and drop that knee down a little bit. Now, what's important here is just keeping that knee back behind the pelvis. But look at my hips. I'm trying to keep them nice and level. So I'm not leaning into that position. I'm trying to stay upright. As I drop down, I can really start to feel that exquisite pull through the top part of the hip. Definitely feeling that quad. So we'll definitely have some quad work to do later on in these sessions. Dropping down. Now for fun, I want you to squeeze the glute. When you squeeze that glute, you should feel a little more excitement happening on the front end of that pelvis because it's going to act on what they call reciprocal inhibition. You squeeze this muscle, it releases this muscle, and you drop down a little further. Now on the front foot, we're going to try to keep those knees over top of those toes. We don't want to go in front of the toes. Nice and easy, about 90 degrees. You can drop down a little further. Keep going into it. You can get down to the ground. By all means, get to the ground. I'm not going to get anywhere close today. Holding through. Good, nice breaths in there. Again, trying to keep square as I can, trying to keep my pelvis from wanting to rotate. That's one of the corrections in yoga a lot is people tend to open up their pelvis on their rotation on their warrior. There we go. And then the next one's on the ground. We're sitting leg flat. What I want you to do here is pull your heels into your butt as close as you can, and I want to get your elbow up your toes every so slightly. Palms flat on the ground, push up through the hips. Now there's a couple variations on this one. You can use as a floss, which I like to do. So a floss is simply where you're adding the movement consistently. So maybe a 1-2 seconds up, 1-2 second down. And again, in that math, you get about 45 repetitions if you stayed, or actually less than that, right? Yeah, 4 up, 4 down, maybe 10 repetitions or 12 repetitions on my number. Not good at math in the morning. Drive up and down, nice and easy. If you want to sustain it, you can do that too. We are going to get to level 2 eventually where we're going to do iso holds on single sides. But if you want to start just holding up, that's fine too. Again, check in with your muscles. Your hamstring should be loose. Your glute should be tight. Hamstring loose, glute tight. Hold that position. Drop back down. Back up again. Squeeze through the glutes. And then back down. Now this last exercise is the most important, and this exercise is actually going to stay with you the whole entire time. So during these next 28 days, going into the next 28 days, we're going to stay with the walking lunge. So the walking lunge I like to do is palms up, chest up, step forward, drop down onto that knee as far as you can, step back up. Now remember, I'm tight today, so I'm not going to do the full range as far as I can, step back up. The palms up trick is just helping the shoulders stay back and tight. So if you roll them, you'll tend to want to roll forward. So that little bit of roll, palms up, step forward, palms up, step forward again. This is something I want you doing every day. There's the balance, good, I'm back and through. So every day, so what I mean by that is that if you're sitting in the desk all day, what I want you to do is every hour, take a minute, stand up, and do your lunges. Just get the hip and the knee to want to be away from each other, because if you're like this all day long, that knee's got to find some space behind it. Of course, we can't do this all day. It'd be fun if we did. And again, this is 90 seconds. Again, for me, it's about 22 to 30 reps. That's total, not each leg. And then last few here. And that's it. All right, so if you need any more information, when you do, number one, make sure you hit the little check button below to make sure that you did it today. Swipe right, you'll see these exercises. The 4 will be broken down, but if not, go all the way over, slide over, and we'll see you tomorrow.